Hey gang, welcome back. This is Izzy with Inner Foodies. Today I got a special treat for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and make something for date night or movie night. It is going to be black bean nachos with rice and guacamole. Stick around so that we can see our finished product. And once again, thank you for visiting me here at Inner Foodies. Okay, so let me go ahead and read out the ingredients. We're going to have a half pound of ground beef, a cup of green onions, a cup of grated cheese, a can of black beans, 1 bag of nachos. We'll use some of that. We'll go ahead and use a cup of rice. Also, we'll have a tomato, 2 avocados, some cilantro, and sour cream to top it all off with though. So this is going to be a recipe that I kind of made and kind of came up with after researching stuff online. So I hope that you guys enjoy this. I guarantee that it'll be a good finished product. Everybody loves nachos. What I'll go ahead and do is get a pot to make my rice. I'll go ahead and add a tablespoon of butter. Then I'll add some spices. I'll add a little bit of the rice to break it down. To warm it up, and then I'll go ahead and add some stock in about. So for prepping the rice today, I'm going to go ahead and use some what do they call this? Chicken flavored bouillon. That's what I'm going to be using. I'll be using about a tablespoon of it to add in. As you can see, this stuff's already heating up. Doesn't take very long. Okay, now I'll add my half cup of rice. I'll add some stock, and then I'll go ahead and add half cup of rice. Okay, so now I'm going to put a lid on that pot, and I'm going to let it just low heat for about 15 minutes, and then so what I'm going to go ahead and do is cut up my veggies. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up the onions, green onions. I'll do 3 of the stalks of the green onions. I'll do the tomatoes. I'll go ahead and cut open the avocado, and then I'll also go ahead and cut up the cilantro, a little bit of the cilantro, because we're going to put that into our guacamole as we make it later. So that'll be what we'll do. So I'll go ahead and cut up the onions, and then I'll dice up the tomatoes as well. So since I'm doing this, I'll go ahead and cut the avocados in half, take out the seed, the pit, whatever you want to call it, and I'll just have them ready so when I want to make the guacamole, I can. So as you can see, I got my little container that I can put stuff or throw away anything that I don't want. I got an extra tomato, but I'll be using that later for a couple other little thingies for the guacamole when I'm getting ready to mix it. And finally, we'll wash the cilantro. I'll cut it up and get ready. Yeah, and with cilantro, you want to get rid of these little stalks and then cut these up to little bits, and then we can shred it and throw it into the guacamole later. So we're getting there. I do recommend that when you're washing the vegetables, you go ahead and wash your knife and your cutting board as often as necessary, just as a health thing, just a good thing to stay clean, and just avoid any kind of contagions, anything that might get you sick. Contamination is the word I'm looking for, excuse me. All right, so we're good with the veggies, right? For now, till we start doing any other stuff. Yeah, it's neat to be able to, start cooking one thing, start prepping the second thing, and then go into your main dish or whatever. Though, I'm basically a newbie at cooking, though. So but I'm really having a great time. I'm enjoying making these videos for everybody. So I hope y'all continue watching and enjoying, though. So again, part of the channel that I got is the Izzy Martinez Travel Junkie Lifestyle, and then I got my Inner Foodie on there. And if you want any recipes, I do have a website, which is traveljunkielifestyle.com. And if you go to the Inner Foodie section, you can look at the other videos that I've made for y'all. So I hope you enjoy. Let's keep rolling. Okay, so the next step is for us to get that ground beef ready. What I'll do is I'll cook it in a saucepan. It probably has a lot of grease, so I'll just let it cook, and then I'll start adding some spices on there. I'll add pepper, I'll add salt, ground pepper, I'll add salt, and then I'll see about adding some basil and garlic seasoning, and then that might be about what I'll use today for seasonings though. So let's get rolling on that. Also, I'll add in, start in a little pepper. I'll add some salt. Salt, you don't really have to go crazy with that. And then I'll add basil and oregano, garlic and sea salt seasoning that I recently purchased. Let's see how that turns out. I'll put that on there and I'll start mixing it all in too. Yeah, so as you can see, I've added my tomatoes and green onions to my ground beef. And the ground beef is coming pretty good. I've let it at low heat because I wanted to make sure that the onions and the tomatoes get done. Okay, so at this process, what I'm going to go ahead and do is also add the black beans to my ground beef, and then we'll warm that up as well too, and put it on low heat. Okay, so now comes the fun part, the nachos. I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven at 425. I'm going to use a cooking pan. I'm going to put some oil on the bottom so nothing sticks, and then I'll put the nachos, the chips, tortilla chips that I bought, and then I'll go ahead and put the ground beef and the ground beef and beans that I have cooked already, and then to top it up, my ground beef to my nachos into my oven pan, and even without the cheese, just looking at it looks amazing though. So we're going to go put some shredded cheese on there, and then I'll throw it in the oven for about, at 425 for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then it'll be good to go. So this is, like I said, this is my favorite part. I get to put enough, a lot of cheese and all that fun stuff. So there we go. Let's keep going. And finally, the guacamole. I'll be adding the avocados, some tomatoes, and some cilantro to it. I'll finish it up with salt and pepper and some lemon. My tomatoes, I got my cilantro, and then I got my avocados. And it's quick to just use a knife to chop up the avocado, and then you blend it all with a spoon. That works out pretty well. It's quick and easy. Okay, so some salt, some pepper, and some lemon. Can't go wrong with lemon. I'll finish mixing it up and we'll check on my nachos and my rice. Okay, so it looks like we got everything just about done. So my next thing to do is just to work on my quick presentation, and then we'll go ahead and add the sour cream on top of the nachos, and it'll be dinner time. Ladies and gentlemen, look how delicious this stuff looks. This is definitely a meal worth enjoying. Hey, I guess we're done. This is a meal that you can certainly prep for game night, for movie night, date night, for any night, heck. Once again, this is Izzy with Inner Foodies, and come and visit me on my website, traveljunkylifestyle.com, for more recipes, and we'll hope to see you soon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.